Wherever you are. Okay. An interesting halacha with regard to the bracha of Brichas HaGoimel. HaGoimel bench. Interesting. So we know, says in halacha, wie moet Goimel benchen? Wie viel soort mensen?
Woestijnreis.
Woestijnreis. Zeereis. Wie reis?
In prison.
Zeereis.
In prison.
Ja, dat is de question.
Oké. Gevangenis en?
Gevangenschap.
Wat zeg jij, Mr. Van Praag?
In prison and after pregnancy.
After pregnancy.
Pregnancy.
Okay, that's the same as ziekte. Yeah. Gaule. A second pregnancy is not because she was pregnant, because she was a gaule.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pregnancy is
Wil?
gevangenschap.
Bevaling. Wie is bevaling?
Prison. Dat is pregnancy.
Pregnancy. Yeah. Okay. So it's all under pregnancy is ziekte, is gaule. Okay. So Shulchan Aruch gives you a nice simon, an easy way to remember which 4 people need to bench Goimel. It says in davening, v'choil hachayim yedu chaselo. Wie moet hoidah geven? V'choil hachayim. Chayim, how do you schrijf chayim? Ches, Yud, Mem. Ches is for choivish. Choivish betekent gevangenis. Choivish bebeis hasurim. I was in gevangenis. Ches is for choivish. Yam is for Yam. Yud for Yam. And no, alles of the Yam. Nachayud. Yisurim. Yisurim, wie want Choila. Alles soorten Yisurim. Yisurim. So Choivish, Yam, Yisurim. In the laatste Mem. Anyone else Mem? Mem from Chaim? Midbar. Midbar, Woestijn. Midbar. Mem Midbar, right? Mem Midbar, and so that's it. V'choil hachayim. Alle soorten mensen who has life, Chaim. Yoidu chasela has to give hoidah Goimel benchen. So Chaim, Ches, Yud, Mem. Choivish, gevangenis. Yam, Yisurim. Yisurim is choila, pain, pregnant. Alle soorten Yisurim. And then Mem is for Midbar. Someone goes to Woestijn. Now we have a vliegtuig, someone who flies, someone that does this. The question is whether it comes under one of these 4 or not. But I'll tell you an interesting halacha. I'll tell you a small story, a kleine verhaal, and then we'll see an interesting halacha in this bracha of Brichas HaGoimel. A few weeks ago, can everyone hear me on the Zoom?
Yeah, you can speak normally. Yeah.
Okay, heel goed. Iedereen begrijpt Engels? Oh, okay, that's good. I can see there's a pussycat. Someone's got a pussycat on the table. I just see the cat. Okay, my cat wants to listen. Okay. Iemand heeft een pussycat. Talina. Okay, it's nice. So I see that what? Tatiana, who's it?
Tatiana, my big name.
Okay. So I see our pussycats listen to she also. Nice. Okay. We say everyone welcome. Iedereen, yeah? So you have nice pussycat. Okay. So the following story happened a few weeks ago. A true story in a camp in England. There was a small lake. Small, hoe zegt die lake? Meer. Okay. The small meer. I said it wrong, right?
Meer is more, but meer is also...
Meer. Okay. A small lake. Lake is easier, right? A small lake. And a boy wanted to swim from one side of the lake to the other side of the lake. But he started swimming. In the middle, he couldn't anymore. He wasn't such a good swimmer. And never, he started going down. He started drowning. He couldn't. He lost his... Another boy saw what was happening. And he jumped in to try and save the first boy. He also couldn't manage. but in the last second, he managed to grab onto a piece of wood or something in the water, and Benissei Nissim, the two boys managed to come out alive. Baruch Hashem. Sometimes in the summer you hear stories, and it's Israel, America, people try to swim, they go in the lake, they go to the sea, and not always does it come out good.
The question is, do they have to face Gomer? I think so.
Oh, so the vraag is, moet die twee jongens Gomer benchen?
Yeah, I should say yes. Why not?
Okay, so
Waarom
why
zou je
not?
niet moeten gaan?
Waarom het niet? So everyone is,
Omdat het niet in het rijtje staat.
Jawel, dat kent je wel.
Oh.
Een paar geweest.
Zij ontsnapt aan het gevaar.
Ja, ja. Maar dat
so everyone on Zoom hier de vraag, moet die twee jongens Gomer benchen? Mr. Van Praag, Mata, man, what do you think? These two
I
boys,
think they have to do that, yes.
they have to bench Gomer.
Yes.
What does the pussycat say?
Listen, the Hanover here is so strange because when you go by a plane from Amsterdam to London,
Ja, dat
and
is...
then you have to say Gabel.
So this halacha of Gomer benching is very interesting.
Ja, if you go to Moscow, not.
Yeah.
Yes.
So if you
and
fly,
go to South Africa, perhaps you go above the Midbar, the Sahara.
so Amodi could fly in the plane for 10 hours and no Gomer.
Yeah.
Amodi fly for half an hour and you go Gomer.
Yeah.
So what's it? So it's flying is a very, very big question. So what I do, I don't know if you, what you do is also, if the plane goes over water, you bench Gomer. If the plane doesn't go over water, I don't bench Gomer. Some people always bench Gomer
When they are on the plane.
on the plane.
Yes.
Maakt niet uit if it's over water or not.
Yes.
Always bench Gomer.
I think that is
Because if you think about the logic, tells you if the sakona in the plane doesn't make a difference if you're over water or not. If the plane
Yes, of course. Sure.
crashes or goes into flames, then magniat if it's the water benade of it. So some people don't bench Gomer beglau on a plane,
Not at all.
even over water. I remember Rav Padva, he traveled the whole time, and he's a chassid from Belz. Whenever he came back, he said, Berchas HaGomel, zonder Shem Hashem.
Kijk, wat zegt de broer Hashem? Wat zei hij? Ook al middag ga je
Yes, he gave Hodah, bedankt HaKadosh Baruch Hu for the trip, but he didn't say Baruch Atah Hashem mit the Shem Malchus, because Suffolk with the Yabach of Nebuchah.
without minion.
No, with the minion, when he got met minion, ma zonder Shem Hashem. Because there's a Suffolk, ja of nee, met brocha of niet.
Zoveel brood, geen brood.
Suffolk brocha, that's the vraag, if it's a Suffolk brocha. If it's Suffolk brocha, is lohakim.
Dan moet je geen brood.
Yeah. The vraag is it a Suffolk? So, going in the plane today, if you look at statistics, hoe zeg je statistics? Statistica.
Oh, nou,
Yeah?
oké.
Yeah. No, so Corona is also interesting. But let's go 1 second to a few more minutes in Aloha, yeah? Yeah. More people die on the road in the car than on the plane.
But you have to.
Even proportionally. That means how many people drive a car and how many people fly and per area. More people, it's safer to go on a plane than it is to go in a car.
Statistically, yes.
Statistically, yeah. Hi. So what's the reason that you should bench Goimel for a plane and not for a car?
Some people do for the car if they go.
If they go,
In the city.
yeah, so it's very interesting. So Sfardim, you ever notice you have Sfardim in Shul? David Shemesh, yeah, David Shemesh, he drives to Antwerp, he comes back, Gomel. Sfardim, always Gomel. If they go outside the
New grandson.
your new grandson is Sfardim?
Yes.
Who?
Bertus is far.
Him. Chatzi Sfardim.
Depends.
Depends for what.
Depends for what. Yeah,
Yeah.
depends for what.
But on the other side, is there a problem if you bench Gomel every time when you think that it can be dangerous
No. So the Mishnah Berurah writes very clearly. He says, this Chaim, Ches Yud Yud Mem, is laying these four, Tafke these four. What happens if you have another?
What?
Someone has another sakona, not Ches Yud Yud Mem. Someone is in a car accident. He's driving a car, and another car comes and goes, boom.
Yes, of course, you have to take the Gomel because
So you bench Gomel.
escaped and just.
Okay, so which one of the four is it? Ches, Yud, Yud of Mem. Someone's driving his car. You hear on Zoom? Someone's driving his car on Van Boschhausenstraat.
It is chole.
Is
I
the
suppose.
choila? He never was a choila. He never was a choila.
No, the driver could be a chole because he could be damaged.
He could be a choila, but when you say could be a choila, that's... He could have been a choila. So he could have gone on an airplane also.
Yeah, but the airplane is something else because the airplane is a move you make that is, I would say, extra natural. When you go over land, it is still natural. It is the same thing as when you would go on a camel to Antwerp. Then I can imagine that people would bench
I know,
Gomel.
so I'm driving my car on Van Boschhausenstraat. I'm going like this, and
Yes.
another car comes and goes into me like this. Baruch Hashem, Baruch Hashem, Baruch Hashem. Nothing happened. Everyone is safe and everyone's okay.
Yes.
I go achieve to bench Gomel, yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. Halacha and Shulchan Aruch says 4 types of people need to bench Gomel. We said before, Chaim, Ches, Yud, Yud, Mem, Chovesh, Yisurim, Yam, and Midbar. Which one of those 4 does the car accident, the car crash come under?
That wasn't my question. My question was, is there
Hello.
a problem if you bench Gomel when it's not in line of this?
Oh, so that's what I said before. So Mr. Brewer writes very clearly, if you have a car accident, he doesn't talk about car accident, but he says, when Shulchan Aruch writes, Ches, Yud, Yud, Mem, it's lav dafka only these 4 and no one else bench Gomel. Anyone, these are 4 full builder who needs to bench Gomel. If someone has something else where it's a nest that he's okay, he also needs to bench Gomel. So if you have a car accident, Baruch Hashem, it's a nest that you're okay. Even though you didn't go in the midbar, you didn't go on the yam, you went to choila, you could have been a choila, okay, but you went to choila, and you didn't go in the gevangenis. But you still need to bench Gomel, because even though it's the Shulchan Aruch writes these 4, but these 4 is lav dafka only 1, 2, 3, 4. If you have another person who was in a matzav of sakona and he's okay, he also needs to bench Gomel. So if you're in a car accident, you're matzav sakona.
This is the fifth.
Yeah, but yeah. So these 4 is lav dafka. These 4 are nothing else. These 4 are full builder for a matzav of sakona, and Baruch Hashem, you're okay. So any matzav of sakona, and you're now okay, you bench Gomel. So someone has this, is a matzav of sakona. Baruch Hashem is okay with Gomel bench. Even if he didn't go to the hospital, yeah, the car accident, boom. Baruch Hashem, he could have been dead. He's okay. Well mentioned. Matzav of sakona, bench Gomel. So the question is, if you're going on a plane, is that a matzav of sakona or not? Okay, but that's why there's a question in the plane. But if you're in your choila after a woman who gives birth, she's a sakona. Baruch Hashem, she's okay. I was once in Israel where a lady came. We had 10 people in the restaurant. The lady got up in the restaurant in Israel. So many groups of people in Israel. The ladies also bench. We don't see a lady get aliyah and bench Gomel.
No, but
So they give a kiddush or they listen to Gomel.
listen to Kiddush or when the
Husband bench, yeah.
the-
So
the-
most people. So when my wife gave birth, I might see her.
You take a
Yeah. But I was once in a restaurant in Israel, and a woman got up and bench Gomel. Baruch atah Hashem bit Shem. Malchus Gomel chayav because she just had a baby. That happens. Some people have. Okay, let's go back to our question. 2 boys are swimming in holidays in the lake, in the mirror.
Meer.
In the mirror.
In het meer.
In its mirror. And Baruch Hashem, they're okay. So, I ask again the question. Do they need to, would die 2 jongens Gomel benchen?
The first boy was in danger.
The first boy, and
The first.
okay, let's do, the second boy was also in danger, but a bit less danger.
A little bit.
As a
The
bake him
first
in
was
there.
in
Okay,
Sorry.
so under which Ches Yud Yud Mem does he need to bench Gomel? Yam or matzav of sakona?
I should say yam.
Yam. Of,
Sakona.
yeah, of any matzav of sakona.
Does it make any difference?
So here's a very interesting halacha.
The feelings were, listen, by the way trouwens,
Ja.
in gevangenschap was in de past, waar veel meer mensen gevangen gezet omdat ze schulden hadden en net zo gevangen gezet totdat ze op de een of andere manier schulden betaald werden.
Ja.
Dus, oké, but still today it is dangerous anyway, met alles wat er in de gevangenis gebeurt.
Yeah, very often people die from gevangenis from other people. De gevangenis is geen luxus.
Sugar. Sorry.
No,
No, there's a sugar over
it's
there.
nearly finished.
Yeah?
It's nearly finished. I have a sugar in the
you
cake.
said-
I have a sugar in the cake.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, okay. Sorry. So, yeah, no.
Okay, so let's finish off this.
Die boys-
Some Rov wanted to pass, or the halacha could be, we'll see soon why, that these boys do not bench gum. Obviously, if I ask the question and the simple answer is yes, the answer is going to be no, right?
Why?
Oh, why not? Waarom moeten die twee jongens niet gum benchen? Because, and here comes very interesting chidush in Berchas HaGoyma. When the boy goes into the lake and he doesn't know how to swim, he's stupid.
Yeah.
He shouldn't go and put himself in somewhere where he shouldn't do it. If someone puts himself into a matzav of sakona, where it's considered you did something stupid, then even if Baruch Hashem you are okay, there's no chiyuv gomel. Of course you are dankbar to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Of course you say shvach v'hidor. Of course you are happy, b'simcha, give a kiddush. But the chiyuv gomel, to bench gomel, is if I did something normal, I became a choila. To fly in the airplane is normal. To if they put me into the gevangenis, it's maybe if I did something stupid and I went there,
No choice.
but no choice. Then I was in a matzav of sakona. Baruch Hashem, you were saved. Shvach v'edor. If I jump into a lake and I'm a shaitan, I shouldn't do something stupid. And now Baruch Hashem, you got saved. So you had a nest. Thank you, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. But the chiv of goimel wasn't said in a situation where you chose to put yourself in a matzav of sakona when you were stupid.
And
The other boy-
you're wearing
the
another
other
people
boy-
in danger.
Oh, so the other boy, if
Being
he
in danger.
put myself in, I put myself in danger.
No, you bring another boy who to save you.
The other boy also, I bring him in danger. So the other boy, so the tweede jongen,
If you are stupid, it's your problem.
so the tweede jongen also, if he doesn't know how to swim, why is he going to save someone? He can also die. If he does know how to swim, then he wasn't stupid. If he jumped into a lake and he's normal, I know how to swim. Something happened, a shark came, something fell, and Baruch Hashem had the nest, he went to. But if when he jumped into the water, I don't know what I'm doing, I just jump into the water. And then Baruch Hashem, I got saved, then you were stupid to put yourself in the matzav of sakona. If I'm driving down Van Boschhausen, I'm normal, I can drive Van Boschhausen. And now I have a big crash, I was normal. And Baruch Hashem, I got saved, you bench goimel.
It's the same with if you go with the airplane at the moment. You
So-
are stupid if you are doing it because you know it's dangerous.
No one's
Because you
considered
can-
stupid, no.
You can get COVID.
COVID. Oh, so,
So, you know,
So-
to-
so I'm not sure whether, so you have to know what's considered, to fly today is considered stupid. But what I was thinking is the same thing. If I'm driving my car at 120 miles an hour, and then I have an accident, and Baruch Hashem, I'm okay, then you shouldn't bench gomel because you're stupid for going so fast. You put yourself in a matzav of sakona, and now you got saved. You know chiyuv gomel. If I do something stupid and then something good happens, you're stupid for doing that. Then no gomel. And there's some rayas from. I'll give one example of a proof to this halacha. So, is everyone on Zoom here? The chiddush over here. Is my brach? You must come. You here?
Yes.
What you get? So, if I am normal, I can see what if I am normal and then I got saved, so to me to go to the airport and fly, you're not going to tell me I'm stupid. Forget Corona. If I fly to Australia, I'm sitting in the plane for so long. No one's saying I'm dangerous, but I'm in a matzav of sakona because when you're up there, something could happen. You're high up there. You're depending on the plane. And Baruch Hashem, okay, bench gomer. Because I did something normal and I got saved. If I did something not normal, you were stupid, you were wrong, and now you got saved, no chiyuv gomer.
But the second boy, what happened?
Oh, so the second boy, in that story, he also didn't know how to swim.
He was?
He also did not know how to swim. So he shouldn't have jumped in. Baruch Hashem, everyone was okay. But if you don't know how to swim and you're going to jump and save someone who also doesn't know how to swim, what are you doing? You're also stupid.
Okay,
And when
you want to
I'm,
say,
You want to save, but if you're going to die, chas v'sholom, then Baruch Hashem, the story was okay. And everyone should be b'simcha and kiddush and dance and like Yehudim Ha'Yisrael. But the chiyuv goymo is if I was normal and something I was saved. If I was stupid, if I jump off a roof, chas v'sholom, and Baruch Hashem, someone tries to commit suicide. He wants to overlay. Self-doda. So this is the best example, and then we finish. If chas v'sholom, someone jumps off a roof, a building, jumps onto the floor, and Baruch Hashem,
nothing happened.
nothing happened, he didn't die.
Baruch Hashem, the plan didn't come out because
The plan didn't come out. Does he bench goymo? No. He nearly died. Baruch Hashem, he saved. So we see that not because he nearly died and he got saved, he bench goymo. He's stupid.
And not satisfied.
Even though, it's not how he wanted to die. He wanted to die. Yeah. Even though if now he's happy he's alive. He's not going to kill himself again. But is he bench goymo? He jumped off a roof. He jumped off a roof. They'll ask you to jump off a roof, bench goymo. So then he's not stupid. Then of course he bench goymo. He was in a massive sakona and he was normal. Of course. But if someone wants to kill himself.
I think it's clear.
The moment he says, the moment he says,
Yeah, but listen, what is the difference if I fly to Moscow or if I go by train to Moscow?
Oh, so some say flying is considered more of a danger than going on train.
I don't
Sorry, what did you say, Mr. Mabrach?
the moment he says, Baruch Hashem, I'm alive, he already benched Gamo. He doesn't need to go anymore.
But I'm talking about the bracha of Baruch Atah Hashem Met Shem Malchus.
Yeah, to underline it, okay.
Yeah. Sure, you're right. So the nusach bracha Baruch Atah Hashem Met Shem Malchus that the Shulchan Aruch says you say this bracha in 4 cases, and we explain from the Mishnah Berurah is lav dafka, not a lane days of fear, anything which is a matzav of sakona for a car accident, but only if you were normal. You're normal and you got saved. And I consider, but to do something which is to jump off a roof and I got saved, the same as jumping in a swimming pool and you got saved. If you don't know how to swim and you go try to swim, it's like almost nearly like trying to kill yourself. But if you got saved, Baruch Hashem, you make a kiddush, you can say Baruch also lines maybe. I had a nest. But the Birchas HaGoyim doesn't go over here. And there's one raya, and we'll finish with this, and that is the Kohen, we're coming up to now Yom Kippur. The Kohen did avodah in the Beis HaMikdash in Yom Kippur. And we know that the Kohen, when he went into the Kodesh Kodshim, many, many times the Kohen Gadol died.
Yes.
It's a risk.
Why?
It's not clear and
if the Kohen Gadol had one machshava loy tahira, then the Kohen died. Now, if the Kohen didn't die, does he bench Gomer?
If he died there, you can't go.
If he doesn't die, does he bench Gomer? It's a very interesting finish over here. Why not? He was in the matzah of Zakona, any second he could die. Because there the Chiddush is, they say that because the Kohen Gadol, was he mechuyev to do the avodah? Because anyone from the Kohen can do it. If but lav dafke days the Kohen. It's Kohuna, okay. If a Kohen decides he wants to do it, he wants to go ahead, he wants to be Meshumam Shemen HaMishcha, and he wants to go and do the Avodah, it was his choice. So even though they can't call the Kohen Gadol Chas V'Sholom stupid, Chas V'Sholom, but the Kohen wasn't in a matzav of Sakona and he got saved. He decided to go and do something which was very, very dangerous. Baruch Hashem, he was saved, but he doesn't bench Goimel when he comes out the Kodesh Kodshim.
No, I don't think so.
It doesn't. Many Kohanim died.
Yes.
So why not? So again, because the Kohen Gadol put himself into the matzav, he wanted to try and do it. We can't compare Kohen Gadol to jumping off the roof. But the Kohen Gadol who goes to do the avodah, and he knows, and he's hoping he'll do.
He don't have the choice.
That-
Part of his job.
no, but it's Shevet Kahuna, not this Kohen. It could be. It didn't have to be that Kohen to do that avodah that year. They could. They had the Kohen could have a choice whether it was he wanted to do that year.
You can't ask him.
So the bottom line is that a person has to live normally and be safe. And if something happens to you, Baruch Hashem, you're okay, you bench Gimel. But you can't be stupid. That is the.
Before you start.
I already made the mazonos. This is instead of my.
This is the small from Broken.
I made the mazonos
Oh,
before.
sorry.
Yeah, I already made the mazonos. Yeah. Okay, good. Let's go back to our Masechtas Baba Kama. We haven't got papers, but for those online, Baba Kama.
Look for. No, okay.
I can.
It's okay.
Maybe today we'll do by heart. We have the Gemara in Baba Kama Daf Yud Zayin Omid Aleph 17a Baba Kama Tweede Perek. So last week, in 1 minute, we'll recap. Last week we have a small introduction to the damages in Baba Kama, the second Perek. So we have Odom Hamazik, a person who damages. We have Shor Hamazik, my animal, my cow, my dog, my hund, my pussycat. It's also, that's a Shor Hamazik. I am responsible for my animal that damages. Yeah? I still see him. Mama Shem, I'm talking to him. Mama Shem, yeah. This pussycat goes and damages. I am responsible. And then you have, we said two more, Aish, fire, fuel. If I make a fire in my house and I leave it and it goes to the next door and it burns his house, I am responsible. And then we have boyer, put. If I go to Rosh Hashanah, I go outside and I dig a put, and now someone else comes with his feet or his car and he goes in and he hurts himself, I am responsible. Even though the Rosh Hashanah does not belong to me, it's not mine. It's from the gemeente. Yes, from the gemeente. But still, the Torah says to you, if you put a boyer, a damage in the street, you are responsible. The same, if I take my feet and I leave it in the middle of the street, and now someone comes and hurts himself on my feet, yeah, I'm going to pay for the damage.
We call it an obstacle.
Yeah, obstacle. Yeah, same thing, obstacle. So there's Odom, there's Shor, and there's Boyer, and there's Aish. Those are the four. So Shane is under Shor.
Yeah.
So in Shor Hamazik, so we said there's.
And the horn.
Yeah, so then we have in.
Karen.
Yeah, so Karen, Shane, and Regal.
Yeah.
Karen, Shane, in Shor. A very important thing for Masechtas Baba Kama, especially this perek, is to know any type of damage under which group does it come, because elke group has different halachas. It's not all the same. It's not just damage and you pay full price. All different halachas. So any damage that I do, if I break this window, how did it break? Did I do it specially? Did I do it? My animal do it? Did it happen by mistake? Any damage, you have to know what damage is it, and then you can start working to the halacha, how much to pay. So you have to know where it starts, and then we have to work down. So let's go to the second case of Shor. My animal damages, which is the second pair, which is very negea. Anyone here has a dog? No, geen hond? You have a hond? Have you a pussycat? Okay. Daar is een pussycat. En hier over hier.
Ja.
Van wie is deze pussycat? Tatidana?
Ja, van mij.
Heel mooi. Hoe heet het?
Krul. Met een krul. Krul, ja.
Oké. Mooie pussycat. Oké, we praten over als deze pussycat gaat andere mens
krabben.
Krabben. Ga je betalen?
Ik denk dat het zo geneest, hè? Maar, ja.
Oké, deze pussycat gaat eten van een andere tuin. De aardappel of sinaasappel. Van de buurman. Ga je betalen?
Als buurman Als de buurman insist, oké. Als hij dat wil,
Ja,
Dat
moet je.
hoeft niet hoor, er is wettelijke aansprakelijkheid. Je kunt er gewoon tegen verzekerd zijn.
oké.
Ja, dat is een andere
Maar dan
kwestie.
betaalt hij de verzekering.
Ja.
Betaalt het indirect ook.
Ja, hetzelfde als je zoon een raam inschopt.
En als je een pussycat gaat een andere pussycat opeten,
Dat doen we
Moet
niet.
je teruggeven.
wat ga je doen?
Ja.
Laat kinderen dreunen.
Vergoeden.
Ga je wat ga je doen? Als deze
Ja.
pussycat gaat een andere pussycat opeten voor ontbijt.
Ontzettend treurig. Heel treurig is dat. Maar
Wat?
andere katten kopen of
Andere kat. Wat ga je met deze kat doen?
cadeau geven aan eigenaar.
Ja. Je moet de waarde van de nieuwe kat betalen.
Nee, betalen natuurlijk.
Nee, she's the owner.
Present to the owner.
Ah, ga je deze kat naar de andere man?
Other one,
Ah,
not mine. No,
no, you give it away.
no, not him. No.
Ah, cadeau.
No. No, you have to pay.
Oké, heel goed. Oké. Nou, under the damage from Shore. We hebben Karen, Shane en Regal. Karen is the animal, your ox, any other sort of animal is going to damage another animal, express.
They do nooit expres.
Yeah, of course. Karen is the damage, which is loved after with the horns, even anything, but the animal does express. And then we said, is the nafkimina, there's a difference, the first 3 times or the second afterwards. De eerste 3 keer dat de pussycat gaat de andere man express is alleen half. That's called tam, tof mem. Posting pasha mishpotim. After 3 keer, it's considered mu'ed, mem bob ayin dalet, and then if it's express, moet de hele betalen. The whole thing. Okay, that's Karen. Then we said 2 more, Shane and Regal. Anyone remembers what Shane is? Shane nun. Shane betekent? Yeah. So what's that? What sort of damage is Shane?
Biting.
Biting. So give a voorbeeld. Voorbeeld.
He bites another animal or he bites
Nee.
human.
Oh. So here's very important. If my animal bites another animal, that's express. That's Karen.
I saw that Karen was the horns.
Oh, so Karen the horns doesn't mean I'm lame with the horns. And if an animal hasn't got horns, is geen Karen? Karen betekent that the animal does damage to another animal.
On purpose. Okay, on purpose.
Yeah,
Okay.
Lav Dafke, the Shane is only damaged with the mouth, and Regular is only with the foot, and Karen is only with the horns. Karen is the name for type of damage which is expressed. Shane is a type of damage where the animal has hana'ah. He benefits. If the animal eats up food, if my pussycat, if my dog goes into your garden and eats the adbaya, which are growing in your front garden, then I need to pay you for the adbaya. Under which damage is that? That's called shame. Not because he damaged with his mouth, it's because he used, his body did damage and he had hana. So usually your mouth is to eat cake and to have a drink. So we call shame a damage where there's hana at the time of damage. Because you're using your mouth. Usually, the animal has hana through his mouth. But if I have another forebuild, and we'll see soon later in the Gemara, if the animal damages in a different way, not with his mouth, and he has hana, it's also shame. Forebuild.
Elephant sit on the dog of the neighbor.
By mistake. Maybe let's see. He wants to damage him? Okay. He sits on the dog. He wants to have a comfortable seat. Yeah, he doesn't care. Yeah. Oh, very good. Or the Gemara gives a sample. Elephant wants to scratch himself on the mirror, on the wall. So the elephant goes like this. The elephant needs sometimes a good massage, scratch. So elephant needs, you go like this to your wall of your house, and then boom, the wall goes over. So now, is the animal damaging express?
No.
The animal's not there to damage. He's having a scratch. He's doing as a
Niet de bedoeling.
yeah. Was the animal having hanoah at the time of damage?
Yes.
Yeah, he's making himself better.
Yeah.
So is that Karen or Shane?
then it is, I should say, Karen.
No, we said Karen is he wants to damage and express. And also Karen, it doesn't usually have enjoyment at the time. I just damage. If an animal bites another animal, he has hano'ah when he has benefit? No, he just wants to damage. Shame, he wants to have hano'ah at the time of damage. So scratching is having hano'ah. So not only if you're eating the atbaya from someone else, if your pussycat goes and eats fruit from someone else's house, that's simple, that's shame. He's not trying to damage and he's having hano'ah, but doesn't, then it's with his mouth. But if he has a different type of damage, but he's also not specially doing it, and he's not doing it to damage, and he's having hano'ah, it's also shame. So we use the word shame as mouth, but it doesn't mean only mouth. Anything which is the same category, it's also shame. Keren is lav dafka with the horns. If it's on the same idea as Keren, it's also Keren. Right? If one animal kicks another animal, express, and damages him, it's also Keren. I use his leg and not his Keren. Okay, but it's the same type of damage, it's also Keren. And then we had regel. What's regel? Reish Gimel Lamed. Okay, a forebuild from damage from regel is? We'll give a forebuild from regel damage.
Breaking?
Oh, the animal's walking.
You loopt eigenlijk.
I loped, and then he what?
Normaal en
And then he breaks something while he's walking.
ja,
Okay. Okay, so is that Keren? Did he express want to damage? No. Did he have hano'ah when he's walking and he breaks it? No. That's called regel. So any damage which is normal, because regel is just going, and there's no enjoyment at the time of the damage. If the animal's walking over here, and then now you have your cup, your glasses, your brill on the floor. And let's say you're allowed to, it's in your house, you're allowed to put them on the floor. And now my animal squashes your brill. You're going to say to me, hey, I have to pay. Okay, which one is it? Is it Keren, Shin, or regel? It's regel. Why is it regel? Because it's normal for the animal to walk, and the animal didn't have any hano'ah. So anything which is
not intention.
yeah, so it's not Keren, it's not Shin. If there's another type of animal damage, which is also not with the regel, with his hand, but it's normal.
It's my fault, man. My glasses are on the ground.
Oh, yes. That's why I said maybe by you at home. It's your fault. Okay. But let's say the animal, another fault. The animal's walking and it's got horns. He has a Keren. He has horns, but he's walking. And he hits the top and he breaks the glass. Is that Keren, Shin, or regel?
He can't do it.
So on the which one is it? Is it Keren, Shin, or regel? It's regel. Yeah, it's walking normal. It's not walking. It's not walking, and it broke. I'm responsible to pay because I should be careful. I'm the owner. I should be careful. But even though it's with his horns he damaged, it's not Keren. It's regel hamasik. So it's the categories, yeah. So we have to always know Keren doesn't mean only Keren, Shane doesn't mean only Shane, and regel doesn't mean only regel. But derech, yeah. But when the Torah says Keren, because usually when an animal, a shor, talking about a shor in the possible, usually when a shor wants to damage, express, he uses his Keren. Usually an animal who eats, he's having hano'ah. And usually regel is just normal going. So anything which is normal and not expressed is regel. Anything which is having hano'ah, is not there to damage, especially, is going to be shen. Anything which is dafka to damage, we call it regel. We call it Keren. Okay. The Mishnah over here, we're going to see, has one more chiddush. Always chiddush, right? It's never always so simple, right?
It's normal.
What happens if the animal's going? The animal loped. And while he's walking, there's small stones on the street. You know, small pebbles. Or even earth. You have sometimes small stones. The garden is made from
Kiezelsteen.
the tiny pebbles. Who's actually pebbles in Nederland?
Kiezelsteen.
Kiezelsteen?
Kieselsteins?
Yeah.
Zo'n kleine
Klein,
steentjes.
Kleine steentjes.
Ja,
steentjes.
kiezelsteentjes.
Okay. So the animal's walking, and this kleine stain comes up from under the animal, and it flips. And that stone broke a window.
Dat is ongeluk. En wat is het?
Is that Karen, Shane, or regular? And how much moet je
Heeft
betalen?
die Anna A van?
No?
No.
What?
You're walking.
It's walking normal.
So
So,
it's not his problem.
Oh.
It's normal.
so it's not a problem. It's walking normal. So you're saying it's regular.
It's regular.
It's regular. So you have no hana, no benefit. It's regular. Okay, very good. That's why it comes to Amish, because Amish is talking about regular. So you're saying it's regular. So the animal's loped normal, and then a stone comes under, and it flips and it breaks a window. But was it direct, the animal damaging? It's indirect.
Indirect, yeah.
Oh. So this is the indirect of regal.
Yes.
So our Mishnah says indirect of regal has a different halacha than direct regal. Mamish, we give him a good deal, like you say. Mivtza, we give him a courting. Says our Mishnah that indirect of regal is half price.
Is that one?
We'll see you soon later in the Gemara. It's not Nezek Shalom. When does the pasuk say that the regal pays full price? In Parshas Mishpatim, if the animal's walking and the regal broke direct something, your glass is on the floor, the animal loped, he breaks the glasses, half price. But if
it's
the
indirect,
the animal is walking, a kleine steinchen comes from under the regal and smashes this window. So it came from regal. Mar, indirect regal. It's not Karen, it's not shame. So it came from regal. But it's not the same 100%. It's, says the Mishnah, it's Chatzi. Why is it Chatzi? The Gemara will see later. It's halacha Moshe min Sinai. We haven't got a clear pasuk. That's what some halachas are direct from Sinai without a clear explanation why. But that's what our Mishnah is saying over here. So I'm going to read for you the Mishnah inside. So for those of you who have the Mishnah, Daf Yud Zayin Amud Aleph, the first Mishnah in the second parak. The name of this parak is Kitzat Horegel, because most of this parak talks about how Lopa is in Hezek. How does Lopa? So there's many. Can you imagine? Just enough to see different cases on Regel Hamazik. So the Mishnah starts off saying Kitzat Horegel Moedes. How does a regel become a damage? The Shaber b'derech hilucha. The animal is walking, he loped, and it breaks. Habehema mu'edes lahalech kedarko ul shaber. So this Mishnah is telling us more that the Gemara explains that there's no nafkimin whether it's a behema or whether it's a chayo. Any type of animal which damages, and the Mishnah says later, even if you have a kip, if I have a kip, tarnagoylim, anyone here has a kip in the garden in the town? Yeah, yeah, you had kip
Maar bij pijls.
in the hik,
En
in the hip.
de hek en de zorg.
Oh.
En de zorg was dat.
So you come boom,
I
and then you
remember.
eat that kip for Shabbos.
I remember.
Ah, okay.
Hebben we dit show?
Anyone online heeft een kip in the town? No kips. So, but then they had babies, they had new ones.
Listen,
No.
that was a small one.
A small one.
Only I remember the Shoivet and my grandfather was running
After the
chicken
kid.
because
Okay.
he didn't want. That I remember.
Daar is ook het gezegd na de shift ontstaan van de kip zonder kop.
Kip zo ja. Dat herinner ik me. Kip weg. Nee, rende erachteraan. Dat herinner ik me.
The chicken could feel and hear that there is another animal coming, but the Mishnah goes of breaking about subjects or objects, not about animals.
No, we're talking about the animal that damages something.
Yes, the animal damages something, and the something is not a chicken, but is an object.
You're right. So now we're talking about the animal can be either behema or a chaya, or it can be a tarnagol, a chicken. So my kip goes and damages.
No, that's not very likely, because the chicken will always feel and hear that something is coming. He can
I know.
just,
But when he's running away, he goes and squashes your outbay.
oh,
Right? That can happen. The chicken's not so smart.
Een kip zonder kop.
Yeah, as a kip zonder kop.
Ja, but
Yes,
this
thank
is
you.
not living anymore.
Yeah. What?
Het beest leeft al niet meer. Dat zijn een soort Star Trek.
But after he cuts his head off,
Yeah,
then he
yeah.
goes like this. Oh, okay. No, but still, if I know if I cut off, that's what's going to happen. I'm also responsible. Until it's dead, I'm responsible. After it's dead, I'm also responsible. I mean, not going to damage. If it's still walking around after he's dead, then something's wrong here, right?
It should bench Gomel.
It's bench gomel, yeah. No, the chicken should bench gomel, right?
Yes. Yes.
No, if he's still walking around after he's dead, then he's still alive.
He lost his
He can't speak. His head's gone. Okay, so the Mishnah says, I have a kip, and now this kip also is jumping, and now this kip squashes and damages something. I'm also mochiv. It's not only a shor. The Torah says shor. Okay, shor, behema, and a tarnagol. Says the Mishnah, and one more case, what happens if my tarnagol, my kip, my chicken, has...
It's wrong. I'm so sorry, but Tarnagolet.
Tarnagol, yeah.
Oh, it's an haan.
Yeah, tarnagol is a hen. No, who's that? Yeah. Doesn't say oif.
two different hen and ham are not the same.
One is Mr., one is Mrs.
One is Mrs. and
Een is meneer en een is mevrouw. Okay. Dames en heren van Mishpachas Tarnagolim. And now, what happens if the Tarnagol, one more example, has a delil kosher baraglov? A delil is a little kelia. It can be a cup, it can be a bucket, it can be anything which is connected to the foot of the Tarnagol. Let's say the owner, you have a chicken kept in the garden, you want to make sure you don't lose it. So you tie a bell to the foot. So like you have the shore in the mountains, sometimes you go to the mountains, and the kuya has one of those things. Make ding, 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 yeah? Oh. No, it's a forebuild, right? Anything which is connected, yeah. But you see, you can have in oxen or not oxen, the bulls in the mountains. You go in the cable cars, you hear the noise.
Famous cows in
Yeah.
Switzerland.
Famous cows in Switzerland. Yeah. Why did they put it on? Then the owner can hear or see where it is or for danger. So if you have a Tarnagol, if I put something to the leg of, you have a sticker on the Tarnagol's chicken. You wonder what number it is, or you put on the ear, on the ur of the coo. Now, what happens if you put something to the leg of the chicken, and then the chicken's running, and that thing broke a window? Not the chicken, the thing which is tied to the leg of the chicken. No? So which damage is that?
It's the same, it's not different if the chicken bite or if it damage with what's
Oh, so the Mishnah says that's also going to be regal because it's normal happening of the chicken, but it's not a direct chicken, it's something which was connected to the chicken. So the Mishnah says what's connected to the chicken and came because of the chicken is also indirect of the chicken. So it's the same as the animal walking and it flips a klein stanya and it breaks a window. It's chatzin nezek. Says the Mishnah, if you have a delil kosher baraglov, you have a little something tied to the leg of the chicken and that breaks something, is also because of the chicken. It's not direct regal. Not direct regal is chatzin nezek. Why?
It's mentioned because what's the big
Because that's what and the Mishnah is saying in Tarnagol. But any type of damage which is indirect because of your animal is considered indirect regal. So it's not direct. The direct regal is your animal walks and breaks his glass. The animal is walking, and because of his walking, something happens. Then it's called the Lashon of the Gemara or the Mishnah. He calls it Tzeroros. Tzeroros is an indirect regal. A stone that came because of regal. Or any damage that came because of regal. A damage because of regal is according to our Mishnah Chatzin.
So the animal don't do it express.
The animal don't express. The animal does it normal, walking. The animal's walking and the klein stone he goes. If the animal's walking and he specially flicks a stone, he specially goes like with a stone to do damage, then it's Karen. So if animals normal walking,
But you are responsible if it's your
you're always responsible. The question is under which type of damage does it come? Because we see the halachos are slightly different in every case. If the animal did it specially, then we see the first 3 times it's half. But by regal, we don't see the first 3 times it's half. So if it came, if we call this damage regal, even the first time he pays Nezek Shalom, full price.
And if it happened 3 times indirect.
No, that's a good one. No. That's also always indirect with Chatzon Nezek.
It's always the same.
Indirect, yeah. We only see it 3 times, not 3 times, if it's by. That's a good question. It's only by Karen. Okay. Tot volgende week. Shkoyach everyone op Zoom. Tot volgende week. Bezrat Hashem. Shkoyach. Take it home.
Take it home.